What the is going on?
I like to party.
Jesus, honey, wax much?
From Podcast One, this is Unwaxed
Get in, loser, we're going shopping.
with Sophia and Sistine Stallone.
We just become best friends.
Yep.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Unwaxed podcast with your two favorite sisters once again, Sophia and Sistine Stallone. You guys, we have had quite the busy week. I love an exciting week in quarantine because I feel like finally some fun things have happened that we can share with you. I think we should start with Sophia's birthday.
I turned 24. I actually was so stressed out turning 24 this year.
Why?
Because I feel like it's 24 sounds older. I mean, not old as in old, but
Everyone above 24 is listening to this like, shut the fuck up.
Correct.
but it's no, but I'm happy I'm 24. It does just sound a little bit more mature. Definitely feel like I'm 18 still.
Is there anything in your year of being 24 that you wish to accomplish?
Well, other than this podcast becoming super successful, I really want to start traveling more on my own with like friends. Even you can come along.
Wait, traveling on your own or with friends?
Both. I mean, either on my own.
See,
or
I can't go alone anywhere. I would be so sad eating alone, walking alone.
But then it's like self-discovery. But I also don't need to just.
You don't need to go to Guatemala to find yourself, Sophia.
Okay, fine. If anyone wants to go with me to Guatemala to find themselves,
Okay.
buy me a ticket.
So it was Sophia's 24th birthday.
Yep.
We did a fun little beach day.
Yeah, we did a little social distance friend group thing in Malibu. It was good. We had my sister there.
Oh wait, I have to say this funny story.
What?
We went to get drinks for your birthday.
Yeah. Oh, on
And-
my actual day, we went to get dinner and drinks, and then on Saturday we went to
Yeah,
Malibu
and I have
celebrate.
to tell the story. Do you remember that one guy that came up to us? There was just one guy with this
Oh
weird
my
ass
God, yeah.
bandana. And he comes up and he goes, "Is it someone's birthday?" You know, that classic cliche.
And I'm like,
And Sophia goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "How old are you turning?" She goes, 24. And he goes, "Oh." And turns around and walks
leaves.
away. He fully just walked away. We're like, "Bye, bandana man."
yeah, and we called him Bandana Man the whole night because then he kept coming back up, like trying to weasel his way
But
back
I just thought
in.
it was funny. I'm like, too old for you.
That was the moment I was like, oh God, am I old? Is he are guys like now looking at me as
Sophia, you're
I'm
basically
a battle
mummy.
act? It's horrible.
You're a mummy.
I'm a mummy. I'm rotting right now. But we went to Malibu.
Yeah.
And it was super fun. We had a bunch of friends there. We blasted some music. We drank in the afternoon. You don't ever feel good after you drink in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Because when night hits,
I feel
you're
like I
crashing
was
by 7
cleaning
p.m.
up trash the whole time while you were drinking and having fun.
Yeah,
But
totally.
it's fine. Another exciting thing that happened this week is my dad caught a 4-foot rattlesnake on our front staircase, like right in front of our house.
Oh no, guys. Huge rattlesnake.
Okay. And let me tell you how he caught it. With a polo club.
How?
So we have little dogs.
We
and-
caught it or killed it?
No, he didn't kill
No,
it.
you didn't kill it.
Okay.
But we have these two little cavapoos. And if the snake was basically in their territory where they
Yeah.
play every day.
It was
And
it was on our front door.
let me break it down. I'm in bed, melatonin consumed. I'm in and out phasing. But you know when you have a gut feeling that something is not right and you can't sleep for that reason? It was that. So I was up at 11:30, way past my 10:30 bedtime.
Way past.
And I hear this strange noise outside. I'm like, I'm going to investigate, right? I look out the window and I see Sly with a giant 6-foot polo club, like poking this rattlesnake to like get it away. And I was like,
all
this
you
is
hear
not-
is
you hear that
the whole time.
I could not believe how stupid he was
Yeah.
because he didn't realize that, a snake can lunge at you.
And his reasoning for using the polo stick was because it's long enough that maybe it won't touch him.
He also said there was nothing else around, and I'm like, maybe next time we just let it be.
Yeah, just maybe like
Let it
call
be.
animal control, have someone pick it up.
Well, that was exciting.
That was exciting. That stressed me out. But I didn't get to watch it this morning, but you got to watch David Blaine's Ascension.
Will, did you see it?
I have not seen it. No,
Oh.
I'm not kidding you. I nearly wet the bed. I'm not just like when you are watching from his point of view, he was up like what was it, like 16,000
something crazy like that.
feet.
Yeah.
It was absolutely absurd. He was at a temperature where it was 1 degree Celsius. I mean, the conditions were insane. He kept saying to the people that were talking to him on the floor, they were like, you need oxygen. You need oxygen. You're in an airplane air zone. You need oxygen. Yeah. He goes, I'm fine. I've dealt with this before. I'm like, you're not.
No, and then he's talking to his daughter, saying, je t'aime, je t'aime. I was like, oh my God, because she's French and she's the sweetest little girl ever. But just even that, your dad is up in the air. That anything could happen. He could fall to his death. And you're talking to your little girl.
The whole time, too, he was so calm.
Yeah.
He never got nervous. He never broke his serious focusedness. Like, it was unbelievable. I think we should start a conspiracy theory that he isn't human. Like, he must be like extraterrestrial, lizard, wizard.
I mean, I
magician.
have my theories about lizard people. He probably
Sophia.
Wait, that's a conspiracy theory I'm going to bring up. But he isn't human because no one can physically do that. No one can have no fear to. I mean, the things he's done. Was submerged underwater for multiple days. He's been in ice. He's held his breath. He's poked his arm with an ice pick.
No, he's unbelievable. And over the years, we've gotten quite close with him. He's come over a lot. And he is one of the kindest human beings. And he was telling us about this stunt maybe about a year ago.
Right.
And the training that would go into it and his idea. And he was supposed to do it in New York City, which would have been incredible. But because of winds and temperatures, it didn't allow it. But we were just warning him, David, please.
Don't.
You don't need to do it. Like, this trick could actually end in death. Like, yeah, you shot yourself in the face, but, like, this seems scarier.
You know what? I completely forgot that he was doing this trick until we got that package in the mail. It was a giant, giant box, and we opened it up, and it was these massive balloons that just came out. I'm like, oh, my God, he's going in an air balloon, basically.
Yeah. So, spoiler alert, I know this is going to come out, like, a week later. He's okay. He actually landed on his feet perfectly. It was unbelievable.
He skydived.
It was a moment.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
So I feel like we should talk about who we're having on today, which we're super, super pumped about.
Yeah. I sort of feel like I already know her because her presence on social media is so engaging and she's so likable and warm.
And she owns it, and just listening to her kind of gives you more confidence in yourself, even though she's saying all the words like, hell yeah, I gotta get out there and get it. But I'm really excited to hear what she has to bring.
Yeah. She's definitely gonna drop some facts on us today.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you guys, today we have the Queen of Confidence herself. She is a creator and a host of Instagram's first reality dating show. She is a confidence coach, a blogger, and I am just scratching the surface with her list of accomplishments. We have the multi-talented Serena fucking Kerrigan, baby! Let's go! Okay, so I really just want to ask this question right off the bat. Did you really change your middle name to fucking?
Well, like, if you had to ask the question, then, like, no, I.
Oh my God, I was like,
I mean, like, me, no, I didn't do that. That would, like, my parents would actually tell me. Okay. But I told everyone I did, and they believed it. But actually, my middle name starts with an A. That's all I'll tell you, which would mean my initial spell sack. So, like,
no. You're like I gotta change it. It doesn't work for the brand.
Not too cute.
Like, no, it's not on brand. So I just tell everyone it's fucking.
When did you start telling people your middle name was fucking?
When I got to college, I went to Duke, and I was like, I got to campus, and I was like, ugh, like, I felt really insecure, but I loved to be the center of attention, and like I just felt like I felt super invisible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, at that time, it's like I feel sad for the old me, but like I really felt like I wasn't like good looking enough. Like, what? But whatever, I didn't, because that's normal. And so I was like, what is a way to grab people's attention that like has nothing to do with my looks? And I was like, I'm just gonna start introducing myself as Serena fucking Kerrigan. And let me tell you, people were like, what?
Is there something about the word, because it is really aggressive, and I feel like for a woman today to say, oh my God, my middle name's fucking, just comes off so, do you know what I mean? Like, it just, it sounds so aggressive. Like, is there something about the word that you're just like, this is what I want people to see?
I think that's part of the reason why, like, at every moment of my life, like my mom, my dad, my agent, manager, sorority girls, like, you know, my guy friends were like, no, guys didn't want to hook up with you, like, you're never gonna be in a sorority, like, but it's like every moment I think people like were protective because they were like, it is like for a woman to say that, like,
yeah, like, God forbid.
Right.
Yeah.
And not
such a bad word. Yeah.
And not only does it obviously have a shock factor behind it, but there is something to be said about saying the word and saying your name. Like if I was saying Sophia fucking Stallone, I definitely build up some type of like confidence in myself after a while. Like, okay, I'm the shit. Or did that happen to you? Because even though you started it out just trying to get the attention grab, but now you're just like, wait, I'm owning this.
Totally. So everything you're saying 100%. And by the way, if a guy was like, I'm Joe fucking schmo, no one would think twice about it. But when I did it, it was like suddenly like the most polarized, crazy
of course.
thing, right? So, and you're 100% right. I mean, like, I feel like in the beginning it was to get people's attention, but what it really was for me to walk into a room and be like, you're Serena fucking Kerrigan. Like,
hell yeah.
Like, you're a bad bitch. Like, go up to that guy. Like, ask him how he's doing. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, that was such a good reminder. And then as I got older, Serena and SFK kind of became one, even though it is like a fun persona I play.
Right.
But what I realized, what it was like, I can use this, what I learned from this, which is like anyone can tap into that, like inner SFK. And 10 minutes before an interview or like after a date or what, they could just like be like, no, like, you got this, believe in yourself.
I totally agree. There are so many sort of semi-drunken nights where I'm looking in a bathroom mirror and I'm like, you're a bad bitch. You fucking own the room. You're hot. You look good. Now go out there and do it. And I'm like, it's true. I feel like saying that mantra before actually makes the world's difference.
Why do you think that my phone case is a mirror?
Because yes, Serena. And it's like, it's affirmations. It's telling yourself. I mean, yeah, people go like, look at yourself in the mirror and say, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're wonderful. Which is great to do. And sometimes I do it. But when it comes to a term like that can be kind of aggressive or something that's a shock factor, that really gets me pumped. And that's how you should approach every situation, whether it's a job, a date, even just like looking up yourself in the morning. I mean, it's
100%. And I also feel like, you know, the whole like affirmation thing like didn't really work for me. I was like, love myself, like that.
I get it.
Not my vibe.
Right.
So I was like, no, like I'm gonna hype you up the way I'm gonna hype up my best friend, the way I'd hype you guys up. Be like, this podcast fucking fucks. It's amazing. Like I love it. Right? Like we do that to everyone.
Yeah. Obviously.
We don't do it to ourselves.
So true. So true. And so speaking of fucking, let's talk about Let's Fucking Date. Your show. Wow. Sistine and I were stalking the shit out of this thing, and we were unbelievably impressed. It's so fun to watch. we love talking about dating and sex and romance and things, and just watching a live date happen, especially with you who have such confidence and like you really call out these guys. You really have these great conversations.
So sort of explain to our listeners a little bit about the concept of your show.
Yeah. So it's called Let's Fucking Date. It was March in lockdown, New York City. My roommate left. Like my parents were uptown. I didn't want to see them because I didn't want to get them sick. I was fully alone, single as fuck, which is great. But I was like, okay, so like this is gonna be like for a while. Like I need to figure out what is like the solution here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone was going live on Instagram, and I have a lot of experience producing for live content. So I was like, what if I just like went on a date and it just happened to be live? And for said literally no one.
Right.
Like literally no one, but okay. Sure. And literally for 3 months, I just went on 2 dates every Friday night. But for season 2, we're switching it to Wednesdays because there's like a bit of going out now. I don't know. But lockdown, it was like Fridays were the nights that like I would black out. So like I was like, I need something to like, I need to enjoy myself. Like be with my.
Absolutely.
So what it did was like we went live every Friday, 8:30. And I would go on 2 back-to-back dates live. And because of the Instagram Live feature, people can comment during the date.
That's right.
And so it was like a party every weekend.
I totally forgot about people saying like, dump him or leave him. I mean, what are some of the crazy comments that come up during your live?
Oh my, no. They literally like, they honestly get to play God in a way in terms of, because what dating show have you ever watched where you get to tell the girl, like, ask him if he has that tattoo?
There's none.
None.
What time is he born?
Oh, do you know how many times I would have loved to be on dates where the guy was not worth my while, and I wouldn't have a friend to say like, hey, like leave him, or hey, he's kind of sus here. Like that's a bad answer. Was there any common trend with going out with these guys that you saw? Because dating's hard today.
Yeah. No, it was like, this is the thing. Like the one thing about the show that I really wanted to establish too is that I feel like on a lot of the shows that we see, people villainize people very quickly, and they're like, they're horrible. Like, we've seen like a lot of people get canceled.
Yep.
You know, and I was like, just because a guy isn't good for me doesn't mean he's a bad guy.
Right.
And I wanted to establish that pretty quickly. So at the beginning of the episode, I'm always like, be nice in the comments, but I'm like, wink, because they're not gonna be like, they're having fun.
Yeah,
Nice to a point.
Yeah, but there's definitely been moments where like I mean, listen, like I'm paying attention to the guy, I'm on the date.
Right.
I'm also like the host of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading the comments, texts from my producer. I'm like, it's like literally
Sensory
Oh my God.
overload.
It's so crazy, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
Do you prefer doing this form of dating? Because if you don't like the guy, you can simply just hang up or end the live.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because I went on a date last week that I was like, I literally met him on an app, and I was like, let's FaceTime before, because I think that everyone should FaceTime before, because like,
I agree.
Or at least
Sophia,
call or
listen
something.
up. Sophia doesn't FaceTime. I'm a big FaceTimer. I'll FaceTime you without telling you I'm about to FaceTime you. Catch you off guard. I agree.
why do you FaceTime?
I don't know. I like calling more, and I don't.
That's fine. But you like some kind of
But
conversation.
I'm also very picky, so right off the bat, if I'm not interested in him or like find something off, I won't go on the date. And I like to give the benefit of the doubt. So that's why I try to avoid it.
That's fair, which is actually, by the way, what all of the dates on my show are blind. Like,
I love
literally
that.
knew
Okay.
nothing.
That's
Nothing.
awesome.
That's so
But on this
scary.
date, I know, it's actually insane. I'm like, oh, hello. Like,
Hi.
it's so
Are
crazy.
you my husband? Like, maybe?
Like, quite literally, no. I literally, end of season 1, I was like, people were like, who's the winner? And I was like, myself.
Myself?
Serena fucking
Literally
Kerrigan
insane.
won.
But I think that I went on a date last week, and like, I was like, want to FaceTime before? And he was like, like, can we tomorrow? And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm about to do another season of my show. Like, let me just like do it. Within the first 5 minutes, I was like, should have FaceTimed you before, because I knew it wasn't a match, and you know
Yeah.
very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's important to normalize the phone call or the FaceTime before.
Mhm.
I totally agree. What's a telling sign for you that you're like, no, not for me? Over
Like,
the FaceTime.
I need a man, I think, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, this guy was like, oh, like, fucking love Bud Light and French fries. And I was like, okay, so like, how about like a charcuterie, like, and like a Malbec?
No,
like,
so
you know what I mean?
he's
Like,
something like that.
He's still in like Lambda Sig Chi. Like you're in a
Like-
frat. You still go to college or high school? Which one?
He
graduated.
says
Yeah.
he thinks Lunchables are charcuterie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I
God.
totally get
Oh.
that. So I actually want to go into a different gear, and we want to talk about rejection, because I think you've mentioned before that you quit your job, or were you fired by? Am I?
No. I quit on my own accord. Mm-hmm.
There
So
you
you
go.
quit
But
your
hey, but we've all
job.
been rejected before from a lot of things. So
Right.
yeah.
I feel like Sophia and I, we talk a lot about rejection with guys on the show, but we don't really talk about rejection with like life. So you quit your job. You were a video producer at Refinery 29 for like 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
I did some good stalking. Okay.
Yeah.
And
love
you totally bet on yourself. Like you decided to take a chance on you, build your empire, SFK. And were there moments along the way that like people, you know, gave you their unwarranted opinions and telling you, like doubting you? Like what was that like for you?
Yeah. Your whole life, everyone's gonna doubt you. Everyone's gonna say you can't do something. Everyone's gonna underestimate you. That's part of life. It's really their own insecurities, and they're projecting them on you.
Mm-hmm.
It's about them usually. So I wanted to quit my job. I talked to a lot of people, and they're like, "What do you mean you're gonna quit? Like, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna make money?" And I was like, I'm going to fucking succeed. So that's just the only option
How
you got. Here.
It's
do you
just
have that
that-
mindset though?
yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people can't get to that point of just saying, "Screw it, I know I'm going to succeed. This is what my passion is. Let me go for it."
Well, I think it's really about being very clear about what you want. So
Right.
I've always known from a very young age I wanted to perform. I wanted to be famous. I literally don't know why. Like, it was just like, I said it when I was like 4 to my dad, like, I want to be famous. But I found a way to do it in a way that's
Yeah.
also giving back, which I think is
Right,
important.
of course.
But it's always been very clear. And I'd say to anyone, like, write down, like, taking realism and reality and your parents' opinions or anyone's opinion out of it. What would you want? What does your dream life look like? I literally have a notebook on my desk. It's like House in the Hamptons, cover of Vogue. Like, I'm just fucking like, by the way, I
anything.
will get to all those things. Like, without a doubt, I said I
Right.
want my own TV show and I want to start a company. And I did it in 6 months.
That's
So
incredible.
I think
Wow.
really being clear about what you want. And if you believe in yourself, you will make it happen. And yes, so along the way, people are going to give you unwarranted opinions or tell you no. you can't pay attention to anyone but that goal that you wrote down. Like just focus on what's ahead of you and what you can control. And there's a lot of moments in my life where I've been rejected, you know, opportunities, jobs, guys, whatever. And I always look at it like this, like it's literally just like, it is just such a redirection. It doesn't feel like it in the moment. You're like, what?
Yeah.
But like, for example, I got ghosted on an app once and I was like, literally a huge mistake, like worst mistake of your life. But then I was like and I was like kind of a little like bummed about it. But then I was like, wait, like I want someone who is 100% in.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yes.
Everything happens for a
yes.
reason. No, you're like, okay, this guy doesn't want me, or this job doesn't want me, or this person doesn't want me in their life. Why would I want to be in theirs?
So you're really good at keeping your blinders on and you're exiting out all of the noise around you. But was there ever a moment through this 6 month, I'm not even gonna say 6 months because this has been like a journey for you, that you doubted yourself? Or did you sort of just take the fear, face it head on, and you're like, fuck you, I'm going for it, to the fear, of course?
Oh, absolutely. I doubted myself. And also it's hard when you know, comparison happens a lot and it's the biggest waste of time ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're never going to be anyone but no one gets to be you.
Right.
Which is like
T.
sick. That like no one gets to be us. Like shit. You know, and even like with my dating show, I noticed a lot of people started live dating shows. Like, but you know what? Like I was like, and obviously sometimes I was like, whoa, like way to just take my idea. But I was like, first of all, this is not that original. And second of all, just kidding, it is.
No, it's super original.
I was the first.
Yeah, it is. But like,
copying is the biggest form of flattery. So
no, right? And also like, but they're never gonna have me as the star of this.
Yeah.
So yeah, they might have a show, it might succeed, but they don't have what makes my show mine, which is me. And I think that if you think in that aspect, it's like super important. And then in terms of self-doubt is like a way to calculate risk. It's like it's like fight or flight, right? So it's like, should we do this? But I always say, what is the worst thing that could happen? I quit my job and I don't make it. Okay, well, I worked at a refinery for 4 years. I'm in production. I'm smart. I'm social. I have a network. I'll fucking figure it out. So if you always think, what is the worst thing that can happen? It's not that scary.
Right.
Ever.
It's really true when you actually put in perspective and you question a lot of the things that we worry about day to day. We're like, hold on, it's actually not that big of a deal. So it's all about sort of just looking at the glass half full.
100%.
No, there was
I say like, you get your little SFK kaleidoscope and just like twist it. You know what I mean? Like, just like see,
100%.
How can you see something in a way that's like, like, well, because I got rejected from this, it led me. And I did an audition for like a hosting role in LA. Like, next time I come in LA, we're all obviously all hanging out.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Without a doubt. But I went to LA, totally fucked up the teleprompter. Literally, like, I have a video because I talk to myself all the time, sobbing, like, and I was like, I'm the worst. Like, this was my one opportunity in life, and I messed it up. I look back and I'm like, first of all, that show that I auditioned for is canceled. Second of all, if I was on that show, I would have been a part of another brand when I really, truly always wanted to start my own, and I wouldn't have done that. So, best thing to ever happen to me.
Everything happens for a reason.
Everything, and you can't see it in the moment, but you got to try. It's like, you got to just be like, okay, like, I know there's an answer for why this is happening. I just don't know right this moment, but it's going to be good.
Were you raised to have this confidence, or were you just inherently already like, I own my worth, I know who I am? I read this like quote the other day, because like, do not fear failure, but be terrified of regret. And I'm definitely a person that like overthinks things and gets really stressed out about the little bits and pieces of everything, and I don't even really look at the big picture of what I want. And I feel like that, obviously for me, it'll take time to like really build up that major confidence. Did you already just have that, and you already knew at a young age, like, this is me?
Okay, well, this is what I'm going to tell you. One, I'm a confidence coach, so we can, whenever you want, I'm going to mind fuck you.
Please.
I just did one with a 57-year-old, and she literally started crying, being like, you said you were going to mind fuck me, and you did. And I was like, I know, bitch.
God.
I'm going to tell you this. You were born with confidence. Everyone's born with confidence. Think about when you were like 4 years old, you were like on the playground, wherever the fuck you were like, hey, like, you were. The problem is, like, when we become older and we become aware and perceptive about the world and our place and what we should be like, what we should look like, who we are, who our parents are, things they tell us, that's when we tend to get infected in a way, especially being a woman, right? It's very difficult. So we tend to like be very self-conscious and think like, are they judging me, or what am I doing this for, you know? And it's like, it's not real.
Right.
Like, you are really truly incredible the way you are, and anything that you do in life is going to lead you to the next best thing. And again, what is the worst thing that can happen?
Right.
Not trying. That's right? Like living your life fully and realizing too that a mistake isn't a mistake, it's a lesson, right? Because like whenever we fuck up, we're like, okay, we won't do that again.
Right.
But we had to fuck up to know that.
That's true.
My heart feels full.
I know.
I'm like, literally, I'm listening to you right now, and this is the shit that I actually need to hear, and I never tell myself any of this right now. I definitely want to get into the confidence coach.
Yeah.
I want to know, were you self-taught in learning about all of this, or I mean, how did you even stumble upon this?
Becoming a confidence coach.
Thing, like, to exactly what you're saying, like, I was like getting DMs all the damn time, and I was like responding, and I was like, okay. Like, it was also like, you know, someone's like, my ex broke up with me, and like, I was like, I need to talk to you face to face. So I actually was like FaceTiming with a couple people in my DMs, and then I was like, I'm gonna just like start charging people for this, because time is money, honey.
Oh yeah, are you kidding?
Hell yeah.
We now gotta know our worth as women, especially. So I was like, I'm gonna start charging people. And then I kind of was like, I'm just gonna throw a link in bio, but like not gonna announce it. Because part of me was like, self-doubt. I'm not a life coach, I'm not a therapist, but I'm not claiming to be. I was like, the confidence coach doesn't exist, but it does now. And again, what is the worst thing that can happen? No one signs up, okay? No one's thinking about you. That's the thing too, it's so important. No one gives a fuck about you.
When you walk into
Wait, say it one more time for the people in the back.
No one gives a fuck about you. They're only thinking about themselves all the time.
Oh my mom tells me this all the time. She goes, girls, you are not special. You're special to me and your dad and your sister and the dogs. No one else cares if you're wearing a yellow top or a white top today. No one gives a fuck. Oh my God. Continue,
it's so
please.
liberating, right?
It's liberating.
What's like what's something common that you see with working with a ton of people in confidence that has been like the trend of all of the people? Because I feel like there's something probably that everyone has in common with having a confidence problem.
Yeah, I think really honestly, like, it's because we don't nurture the relationship with ourselves the way we nurture the relationship with our siblings, our parents, our friends. What do we do with them? We hype them up. We tell them we love them. We're so proud of you. We don't ever do that to ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm like this woman I just coached before this call, 57. I said, when's the last time you talked to yourself in the mirror? You talked to your best friend in the mirror? She goes, never. And I go, you've been neglecting her for this long?
Wow.
I was like, because think about it. Like, that person's with you your whole damn life.
Yeah.
And they need that love and support. And the second you start doing that, the problem is, it's like what I realized when I went into this. Not that by the way, I don't pay attention to what anyone else is doing. They're a confidence coach, great. I don't care. Like, I'm not, this is my thing, and this is what I do. But like, what I notice is a lot of the like, live, laugh, love yourself. Like I love my flaws. Like, that doesn't work for me.
Very surface.
For me, is a dialogue, a conversation. I talk to my best friends all the time. I'm an only child. I talk to the wall. So I was like, shit, I could talk to the mirror now, right?
Right.
But having that relationship with yourself. So that comes up a lot because people are like, I'm so insecure. I'm not really confident. I'm like, have you ever really looked at yourself and said, hey, like, I love you. I'm proud of you. Thank you for being with me my whole life.
Would you say that's something that someone should do? Like, people at home or someone's listening.
Everyone
right
should do
Everyone should. Is that like the first thing you will tell someone, like, at home, what you can do?
Is the thing that will make you confident. And by the way, like, it's free.
That's so true. It's like, it's kind of crazy how simple it is. But it's so important to actually
not
nurture
enough women or men or anyone. And I just feel like not enough people are doing this.
No,
I'm certainly not doing this. And I know if I had 10 minutes of your time confidence coaching, I'd probably be wailing in the corner.
Yeah.
Is that thing too? Is that some of my clients are like, I tried to do it, but it was hard. Or like, I couldn't do it.
That's me. But I know.
I know. Ab crunches, like, it's hard.
You got to work that muscle.
And it's always in different areas. I feel like people do have confidence in some. Like, for me, I'm confident when I'm dating someone because I'm like, you know, if they're not worth my time, like, I'm not going to go out with them. But it's usually within a career, or it's sometimes like with myself. And do a lot of people have it overall in every area, or do you see it in like in specific areas of their life that they're like lacking that extra confidence they need?
First of all, you should be fucking confident in career because look at what you're doing. This is incredible. So
thank you.
I overthink. That's my problem.
Not anymore. That's
Not
something
anymore.
else to touch on. You get to decide the narrative of who you are.
Right.
So instead of being like, I overthink, you're like, I'm very thoughtful, positive, and I'm going to try to let go a little more. Right?
Yeah. Oh my, honestly, I've been to therapy before. You're helping me out way more.
Sophia and I literally had a whole a discussion this morning about how she was overthinking a text message, and this is
You're
what you need to
thoughtful.
hear.
You're thoughtful.
Because
just
you're
care a
thoughtful
lot.
of that person's feelings.
But the people that love you and care about you, a text message, a screaming, it's not going to impact your identity and who you are and what they think of you.
Right.
Because the people that love you, like me and my roommate, like she's known me forever, literally since like middle school.
Mhm.
And there's sometimes like where I'm screaming, crying, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I was so crazy. And she's just like, I love you. Like you're allowed, like
You're allowed
one
to
thing
vent.
isn't going to change everything, right?
Right.
One text is not.
That's
What's
true.
worth
Amen. And
And again, you do not want what doesn't want you. So if you text someone and they don't text you back, fuck them. You didn't want to hang out with them anyway.
So true.
Ah, it's not a fuck yes. It's a.
Okay, so I think I should describe you as being the main character of your life. You
All the main characters
ooze-
of your life too.
You ooze main character complex. Actually, do you have a good definition of what main character complex is for people that don't know what it is?
This is what I say. I say, this is the movie of your life.
Mm.
You are the star, and I'm sitting here eating popcorn, watching. What are you going to do? And that's the thing about the overthinking comment. It's like you really get to decide your narrative. So, you're right. You might be more thoughtful and a little more, but you can change it from a negative to a positive, and you can be like, okay, I tend to be very thoughtful about the text because I want people to be happy. And by the way, as women, we're nurturers because biologically, we give
Right.
birth.
Yeah.
So we're more likely than men to like they were hunters, right? They go head first into conflict.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they'll go for that race. They'll go for things that they don't qualify for because they don't mind that confrontation or conflict
Right,
or that
yeah.
uncertainty too, right? Because they would go like hunt for things like
Yeah.
that. Whereas women were like babies, nurture everyone has to be fed, taken care of, and slept. So that's why that overthinking things comes from because you genuinely care.
Yeah.
But if you turn that into a positive and realize like sometimes I think a lot, but I'm gonna do it less. Again, you're rewriting your movie.
Yeah.
You're rewriting the script from a negative to a positive. And also control. You have control to be like, fuck it, I'm gonna send the text.
You're so right. And you know what's kind of interesting? I've been watching, so I don't know why I'm on TikTok. I shouldn't be, but I'm on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm on
Are you on
TikTok.
TikTok? Okay, because I look at
I
it.
love it.
And so what I've seen actually lately a lot of these girls doing is, are you the main character of your life? And they do like 5 fingers down, like, or whatever, like they'll list things off. And it's really sad because you'll see a lot of girls, they'll only put like 4 fingers. They're like, I'm not the main character, I'm the sidekick. And it's like you're reinforcing that you're not the star of your own life. You have this one life, this one chance to make a name for yourself, or at least make it how you want to in your life. And you're already thinking in such a negative way. So of course, like if you think of yourself in a negative way, things around you are going to be like that as well. And so it's sad because young girls are starting to do this, even boys at a age like that.
Yeah, no. But I was so insecure as little, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go on TikTok, I'm gonna reach out to all of them and mind fuck them a little bit because
Right?
I didn't have someone like me when I was my age, you know? So and I think that's part of the reason I do it. Like I had a great mom who was kind of like what your mom was talking to you guys about. And but when it's your mom, it's like, I'm like, you're obsessed with me. Like I'm half of you. Like,
you have to
doesn't
you
matter.
have to say
Yeah,
that.
you have to say I'm pretty. You have to tell me I'm amazing. But
like,
yeah.
Sorry, not that convincing. Like,
No, it's true.
I
It's
don't-
true. It happens.
Good actor, mom.
Right. But like, I think that for me, I'm like, oh, like, I think that when I talk to people or even you guys are like, wow, so true. But I'm not saying anything that original. And maybe it's the
Right.
way I say it. Obviously the fucking adds a little like grit to everything, but like
Mhm.
it's just that I think hearing it from someone else and also someone who's young and like was insecure and found a way to be confident that could literally work for everyone.
Mhm.
That's inspiring.
And especially in
that's
this
what I'm saying.
generation, it's totally different with social media. And then we have all of these platforms that it's so easy to get caught up and compare yourself to everybody else and then think, oh my God, this person's like rocking their world and this person has an amazing body. But, and like talking to you, and it's like, you get it because you're being raised in this era.
Right.
You're also
And
just
it's
a
also, like,
realist.
all that social media shit is all fake. Like,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
sucks. But this is the thing. The flip side of social media too is that there's so many, like, a young girl could find me in like Kansas, right? Or like they could like listen to your podcast. And like that access is also really beneficial.
Oh,
because
yeah.
someone that might not grow up somewhere with their sex education could suddenly like Google it and know what the fuck, you know?
Right.
So there's negatives and positives, but that's why it's so good for women to be involved because we're nurturers and we care and we'll educate.
Right.
I mean, you said that there was no one when you were growing up that is basically you. And I would say that me growing up, you're the only version of that. So thank you. I mean, like, you're saying a lot of things that I know it's so easy to be like, well, we all know this. It's all in us. It's, you know, all you have to do is say it. But it's really hard, you know, because, again, I think does have to do with social media and constantly comparing yourself and constantly. Sophie and I are so terrible with the amount of pressure that we just put on our shoulders, thinking that we should be doing more. We should have achieved more. Both of our parents had achieved such success, and I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing wrong? Why haven't we figured it out? So it's really nice and reassuring to hear you talk about this.
Mm-hmm. I'm so glad. And by the way, like, you're doing fantastic. And again, when this call's over, write down, like, what would excite you? What is something, you know, you don't have to know how you're going to get there, but just really, like, what, like, would be your dream thing, you know? And if you don't really know, it's okay to be like, I want to start a podcast. I want to have a show. I don't know what the fuck that show's, right? So it's like, and by the way, this is a major accomplishment, and what you guys are doing is fantastic.
Thank you.
Celebrate the wins.
I know we need to give ourselves a little bit more credit sometimes, because I think we're always like, oh my God, we're not doing enough. And I feel like that's the problem, is that especially we're always wanting things instantaneously, or want things to like really succeed right off the bat. But we have to remember that things take time. Like, not everything is going to be handed to you. Not everything's going to be 100%. Even if we come from two pretty famous parents, it doesn't mean that it's going to work out for us. Like, we have to work just as hard. But I think that's just something that we need to work on ourselves when it comes to, like, our
how many
career.
people don't have that outlook, that are entitled and, like, are like, what?
That
like,
is
you guys
true.
are doing the work.
That's true. And that was our biggest thing, was like, we never want to be those kids that, like, were raised in, like, such a privileged home and not put in, like, the work and get our asses out there and, like, write everything. Like, we sit up, like, writing these episodes. We researched the hell out of you. We, like, want to make sure we come in here with good questions.
I've been on a lot of podcasts, and I've noticed that you guys came super prepared.
Oh,
and that
you.
makes it for such a, no, seriously, like, I do a lot of podcasts. Like, you really, like, did the work, and, like, look at how profound our conversation is because you put in that effort.
Right.
Thank you. I sort of want to jump back a little bit to your college days when you owned the fucking middle name.
Oh God.
So, what was there a moment in college or a story that you can think of that you sort of just switched? Because you said that you used to be very insecure and you're very reserved, sort of quiet, kept to yourself. What sort of switch went off in your head that you're like, not anymore? Was there, like, a story, a moment, a conversation you had?
It was really the it was really, I remember it was the first week of college, and I felt like my two best friends were, like, super skinny, like, wearing matching, like, tight bodycon striped dresses. Like, couldn't be a worse look for me at the time. Like, I was like, nope.
By the way, who?
So, like,
no one looks in that.
No one looks
like,
good in stripes.
Yeah,
right? Like, literally no one. Like, no one. But, like, what? And they actually were hideous, but it doesn't matter. But, like, they looked hot, and, like, all the lacrosse guys were, like, they made out with, like, 3 guys, and I just was like in my dorm, like, just like, and then I was like, I cannot believe I'm letting what I perceive to be the opinion of someone else dictate the identity of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even, no one's called me ugly. No one called me this. No one called me fat, whatever. No one called me, like, but even just the thought that they might, I was letting that be who I am? No way. I was like, nope. No. Like, no.
Psych. No. See ya.
Did that confidence, once you hit that moment, do you think that it changed you internally and externally? Like, the way you presented yourselves, the way you dressed, the way you probably dyed your hair, like, anything like that?
I think that in the beginning, when I did the SFK thing, it was like, I did it, and, like, it's been a bit of a while, I'm not like that old, but, like, it's like, so I've had a lot of time to think about why I did it. Like, I don't think I was very conscious of what, I wasn't like, I'm insecure, I want to be confident, this is what I'm going to do. Right. I was just like, I need some kind of reminder, like, you're the shit, like, let's go. Mm-hmm. And I think it took time. It used to be a crutch. Like, guys, I literally could not introduce myself without being like, I'm Serena fucking Kerrigan. Like, put on my resume. Like, I was shit.
You put it on your resume. And how was that perceived?
Oh my gosh.
I was like, this is my brand. And, like, I want to go to media, so, like, it kind of worked.
Oh yeah, they love that.
Hot pink with a crown, like, on my resume. I'm literally, like, so
go girl. No, why not?
That's amazing.
Right, I'm the shit. But anyway, so it's like, it's just, you know, like, but it took time. It took time to really tapping back into, it's like the same thing Lady Gaga does. It's the same thing Beyonce, Sasha Fierce. It's this persona, like, SFK is, like, extra, like, larger than life, like, makes the sidewalk a red carpet. Like that's who SFK was. She became like this character that I kept tapping into. And eventually like I could just be like, hey, I'm Serena, because I feel her in me. Like we became one.
Right. When you gain this confidence, I no doubt people are probably not always like the biggest fan of someone that's, because some people are insecure, and when they see someone that has a lot of confidence, they can project their insecurities onto you. How do you deal with the people that are against this whole thing that you're coming off as, which is what I think is amazing, but I can see where people would be like, oh, like she's just trying, like,
they want to
try
put a
too
shadow
hard,
on
or
your star.
yeah.
First of all, fuck them. Because the people in my life that love me, it's obviously easier said than done, but truthfully, you're not gonna, I used to be someone that wanted to be liked by everyone. And that is so exhausting, because if you want to be liked by everyone, then who are you? You're like, what is your identity? Like, you're not, like, you can't, no one can possibly be liked by everyone.
No.
But the most important thing is to like yourself. So when you start to like yourself, people are attracted to confidence, so people want to be around you. And those people in my life that want the best for me will give me constructive criticism, and I'll ask them like, hey, like, is this funny? Like, or like, did I fuck up here? Or they might even say like, take down that story, like that was too much. You know what I mean? But like, but why do I listen to them? Because they want the best for me. They're not always right, but like, they're giving me constructive criticism. All the people that, by the way, this happens all the time. People will DM me being like, I hated you at first, and then I got to know you. And now I love
that too.
We get that a lot.
So all the people that didn't get to know me, I don't give a fuck about you.
That's not my problem.
You didn't do the work. You didn't do the work.
Right.
And by the way, it's always about them. Because they're not thinking about us, they're thinking about that.
Yeah.
It's always about their insecurity. It's always like, and a lot of it was like, it really like was like a jolt to see someone so confident. And I realized that it was like I was insecure, and it was like I was envious, whatever. And I was like, well, bitch, like there's a seat for you on my throne. Like we can do this, you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Again, like,
can you save a seat for Sophia and I on your throne?
You're already on my throne.
Yay!
Okay?
Serena, I just want to thank you so much. I feel like I gained a new friend today. I know Sophia can agree. I seriously, I feel like I've known you my whole life. This is a conversation that I think I definitely needed to have.
Me too.
Needed to hear, and I'm really excited for our listeners to hear. You are one of the realest people. I don't think I've ever clicked with anyone so quickly. I can't wait to freaking hug you when you come to LA.
I know. Oh my God.
I'm like so
I know. So LA. That's
she's
perfect.
wearing a John and Vinny's hoodie. I mean, it's a
like,
friendship starting.
Like a look.
Guys,
I love you even more. My show is premiering 9/9 Wednesday, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. And I want you guys to come on the after show, please.
100%.
Absolutely.
You guys, everyone listening to, you must go on the live. Check it out. If you guys don't know Serena fucking Kerrigan, now you do. We're going to watch your show. I want all of the listeners to be commenting nonstop. We absolutely love you.
Thank you so much.
You guys so much. Can we like start a group chat? Like I want to like chat. Like,
yes, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yes, but plug all your socials before you leave.
Serena fucking Kerrigan, let's fucking go. That's actually the name of my company, literally. Are you dead?
It's the best. It's the best.
So fun.
Serena Kerrigan everywhere. DM me, confidence coach, watch my show. Just be happy, because life is too short not to be, honestly.
Amen.
Start fucking talking to yourself in the mirror every damn day. Please.
I love it. I will.
I'm gonna start doing it.
Okay.
I love you guys.
We love
so
you.
much.
Thank you for coming on.
From all of us here at the show, thanks for staying unwaxed.
Kelly Clarkson!
Be sure to download new episodes every Tuesday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or PodcastOne.com. Follow your hosts at Sophia Stallone and at Sistine Stallone. And be sure to follow the show at Unwaxed Podcast. Your producer is Will Sterling. We'll see you next week.